Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today I'm excited to share with you the Cirque Colors Facets collection. This is a little bit of a throwback review because these polishes were released in August 2019. It happens. It happens, right? I had a super busy summer last summer, and so I just bought some things that I could not review. I did purchase these. If Cirque Colors had sent them to me to review, I obviously would have gotten them up when they were released, but I purchased these on my own, and so I didn't really feel a rush to share them with you, except for that I love this collection. I love every single polish that I'm holding in my hands right now, and so that's why I was so excited to swatch it for you and share it with you, because I just want you to see these beauties in all of their glory. So let's dive in and look at these polishes. Okay, first up is Amethyst, and this one is the cooler toned purple of the bunch. And I've done some comparisons of this with some other polishes in both Zoya's line and in the Lights Lacquer line, especially with Zoya's Finley. That's kind of the one that I think a lot of people want to see it compared to, so I will link that video here, but they're also on my Instagram feed. I love this polish. It is absolutely stunning, and I think it's pretty nice for coverage on one coat. This is probably the most opaque of any of the other ones in this collection on that first coat, but the formula is really nice. The jelly formula is kind of like the perfect consistency where, you know, it goes exactly where you put it. It's not like running into the corners of your nails, but it's not like so thin that you don't feel like you put anything on your nails, and I think in two coats it just gets super deep, super dark. Like it just, like, look at that first nail with two coats on it. It's so dark, it's so beautiful, and I love the hollow in here. I think it's like very warm toned, if that makes sense, and so I think you just get this really lovely effect on the nails in two coats especially. You could totally put a third coat on this one, I think, if you wanted to, and just like kind of build up a little bit more of that sparkle, but I do think this one is opaque enough in two coats. So that's two coats of Amethyst. Okay, next up is Peridot, and this one I am so sad that I didn't have earlier in the summer because I think it is going to be so fun to wear in the summer. This like super bright green with that hollow, just lovely. The jelly formula on this one is, again, a little bit more sheer than Amethyst was, so on that first coat I think I'm getting a little bit less, you know, opaque coverage, and I honestly don't like this one in one coat at all. I think it looks very, very yellow in one coat, but I do like it built up, so just, you know, just stay tuned. I think you'll like it too. The hollow in this one is, I think, a little bit less dense than an Amethyst maybe, and that could just be because it's a lighter color. I'm not really sure, but I do get a slightly different effect from this one. You could probably, again, do 3 coats of Peridot as well if you wanted to. I think it's fine in 2 coats. I think especially like when you get it into the light, you get so much of that holographic shimmer and bounce back that you don't really notice any visible nail line, but I could definitely see a world in which you might want to do 3 coats of this one. Today I'm just going to do 2, so you are looking at 2 coats of the bright green Peridot. Okay, this one is Tourmaline, and this one is kind of this like reddy pink color, like between red and pink. And this one is pretty opaque on that first coat. It's probably more similar to Amethyst than it is to Peridot in terms of the amount of coverage that you get on that first coat. I think this one, again, has an absolutely perfect formula. It just goes exactly where you want it, and it stays there, and it dries. This one was the one that for me dried down the most. Matte is not quite the right word, but not glossy. And so I would definitely recommend top coat for all of these, especially because some of the glitters in here are just a little bit textured, like not a ton, you know, not like a hex glitter or anything like that, but there are some pieces that are a little bit bigger and a little bit textured. So I would recommend top coat for all of them, but especially for this one, because this one, in my opinion, dried down kind of the least glossy of any of them. But I think it is pretty opaque in 2 coats, and so I definitely stop with this one in 2 coats, and I think that it's absolutely lovely. I love the color. The base is just like a really fun balance between pink and red. So that's 2 coats of Tourmaline. Okay, penultimate, we have Citrine, and this is the first one that I wore when I bought this collection because I saw it and I said it is a mustardy, orangey, yellowy holographic, and I am all about it. I saw swatches on Your Girl V first on Instagram. She's amazing, and I was absolutely obsessed. I had to have it, and that's kind of what got me to buy the whole collection, to be honest, and I did not regret it. I love this color. I do wish that this one was a little bit more opaque, because I think this one, especially given how yellow it is, when you have that visible nail line, I don't think it looks very good. So I am going to show you this one in 2 coats. I think this is another one that you might want to do in 3 coats just to get a little bit more opacity. I think in 2 coats the color does build up kind of a surprising amount given what it looked like on, you know, on 1 coat, but I don't like that visible nail line in this one given how yellow the base is. I just think it doesn't look very clean. I like the finished product. I do, don't get me wrong, but I think you kind of got to wade through some stuff in order to get there. So you are looking at 2 coats of Citrine, and again, you might want to go back and do a 3rd coat of this one. Okay, last up is crushed ice, and this is the one that you probably are going to look at and say, oh, I have 7 other polishes that look just like that, and I thought so too, honestly. I thought I have a whole bunch of, you know, silver scatter holographics, but I really like this one. It has, I don't know, like slightly bigger glitters maybe than other ones that I have. I like it in 1 coat. I think it's a little bit too dense to be a topper in 1 coat, unless you just like really want to cover whatever base you're putting it over, but you can see here, you know, it's pretty dense in 1 coat. I think in 2 coats it builds up really nicely, and you could definitely stop at 2 coats if you wanted to, but this is one that I will show you built up in 3 coats because I think that in 3 you just get this like very intense, really impressive, totally opaque rainbow covering. So I like this one in 3 coats. I didn't try it as a topper, and so I think you totally could try it as a topper if you wanted to, but I think 3 coats is the way to go. So we'll see 3 coats now. This one is pretty different from Zoya's Alicia. I think it's a little bit more dense in terms of the amount of glitter that's in here. Alicia has a little bit more base in it. I would also say Alicia has a little bit of like gold scattered holographic in here, and so this one did feel very like stark and silver, but it's a warm silver, right? So it's not this like super cold kind of like steely silver. It's just absolutely stunning. So that's 3 coats of crushed ice. Okay, it is legitimately challenging for me to pick a favorite polish from in here because I just enjoy them all. They're totally perfect for different kinds of looks, different seasons. I like them all. But if you force me to pick, I would say that one of my top 2 is Citrine. I think this one is one of my favorites because it is so unique. I don't have any other jelly polishes that are this color. I don't have any other holographic polishes that are this color. It is gorgeous. I've said multiple times that I wish that Zoya had like a mustardy yellow holographic polish, and I feel like this one suits it for me. It does it for me. It's not quite the same finish as the Zoya scattered hollows, but it's like pretty close, right? It's like jelly with that scattered holographic glitter in here, so it's pretty close. So this one's definitely one of my favorites in the collection. And then I think the other one is Amethyst. It's beautiful. This like super deep purple base with the gold and silver holographic in here. It feels warmer than I expected. I have worn this one and I thought I wasn't gonna love it, but this one, I think the glitters that are in here just like brought a little bit more warmth to my nails. So I wore this one, I think I wore it in a couple of videos and everyone was like, what are you wearing on your nails? It's beautiful. And it was Amethyst and it's amazing. I really like this one. On my Instagram, I have a couple photos, if you scroll back in my feed, of this one compared to Zoya Finley, Lights Lacquer, Amethyst, some other kind of purple hollows. So go check those out if you want to see them. But I would say that these 2 are my favorites in this collection, but honestly, you could get any of them or all of them and you would not go wrong. They're really lovely. I'm very happy that I purchased these. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today. Let me know if you have any of these polishes or any of the other Facets polishes from Cirque. I would love to hear which ones are your favorites because I do want to grab some others. I have these ones and then I have Smoky Quartz, but I think that's it. So let me know if you have any other favorites. And if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing so that we can sit down and hang out and chat about nail polish again sometime. Awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.